Opening weekend is in the books. It was a pretty good weekend, all in. Today we had snow blizzard warning here in New York, so what was originally a sold out house actually was just around 20 people, but it was still a really great audience, and I definitely appreciate the people that came out. Hi, my name is Michelle, and I have breast cancer. I'm sharing my journey and everything else that comes along with it here on TikTok. And this weekend was the opening weekend of the play I just directed. And yeah, I think it went really well. We got some really great feedback. Looking forward to next weekend. We still have shows Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But before I go any further, I really want to give a big thank you to Radio Activities on here for, first of all, giving us a shout out as a theater at South Shore Theater Group, Theater Experience. But also because I was able to get the coolest little watch hands from her, because so the play I'm directing is called These Shining Lives, and it's based on the story of the Radium girls that painted radium on watch dials back in the 1920s and 30s, and ultimately sued and eventually were able to impact change in industry and the way that the workforce handles toxic materials and the way that workers are treated and workplace safety and all this other stuff. And it was all pretty much initiated by these girls in the 20s and 30s that fought. And for a cast gift, I was able to find from Radio Activities the actual watch hands from the watches that were painted back at that time. And the cast was thrilled. They were over the moon to get these little hands, and they came in these great little displays. And it was this simple gift, but like I thought it was just so perfect. It was just synchronicity that I happened to stumble upon her shop in Etsy. But yeah, they were the coolest little gifts. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. But this play really has just been very important for myself and for really everybody, but myself and my leading actress specifically, because both of us are breast cancer warriors, if you want to call us that. She's been dealing with it metastatic for quite a long time, 10 years. My journey is still very new, and I'm not metastatic. So, very different journeys, but similar. And so we were both able to deeply relate to these characters and, some of the physical and emotional turmoil that they went through. Obviously, our stories are different than what the Radium girls' stories were, but the emotional turmoil, the emotional struggle is there, because you don't know what's going to happen with you, with your family, with your livelihood, your health, everything. And, to have to deal with all of that, it's not easy. Some days it is, some days it's not. But these women were very, very empowered. They were very, it's a very tragic story, but it's also an uplifting story, because they did fight and they did ultimately win and they did make change. So just goes to show you, things can change. You can make change happen when you put your mind to it. I'm still wearing, this is my debut weekend wig. I think we're calling her Ruby. Somebody gave me that name, so I think we'll go with that. But that's it. Yeah, so just a big shout out to Radio Activities. If you're looking for like really cool, like nostalgic kind of vintagey things, but in particular radium, uranium, that sort of stuff, she's got all kinds of cool things. So check her out on TikTok, check out her Etsy shop, and I'll put some links in the comments. So thanks again, guys. Have a great night.